As my stomach growls. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the premiere, the grand voyage, if you will, of Adulting is Easy and Other Lies podcast. I am your host, Kara. This episode's title is Castles Crumbling. I'll give you a little of a rundown. The reason why I chose the title of this episode is kind of more connecting to me and Mark, who I'll introduce in a second, and a little kind of reflection of what we thought would be versus what has become completely out of our control. And so I do recommend giving the song Castles Crumbling by Taylor Swift a listen if you want to. And now on to business. So the reason I decided to start this podcast, as I said in my previous video, was because I wanted to create a safe space for people to come and bitch and complain and learn and share experiences, because I've had such a frustrating few years with my own health journey and trying to navigate the systems and lack thereof, trying to navigate getting diagnoses and treatments and find support systems to deal with the mental health aspect that comes along with the physical illness. To try and find resources for financial supports, what be available. So I really felt that in my journey that I found I was feeling isolated and alone, and I found my own mental health was crumbling along with my physical health. And I did not have enough of a community around me who not necessarily didn't have empathy, because there's plenty of people in my life who have empathy for what I'm dealing with, just people who didn't know how to relate. And I think that until you've experienced something, it's very hard to relate to the feelings that these people in my situation are going through. And so I wanted to create a space where there was more of me, other me's, yous. And so that is kind of why this Adulting is Easy podcast became to be. And here we are, day one. This lovely human being, the love of my life, my darling husband, Mark. I decided it was only appropriate to have him as my first guest because he's been the one having to endure it all with me. He is the one having to pick up every ounce of slack that I cannot carry anymore, physically, mentally, whatever. He's doing the extra driving and the cooking and the grocery shopping, and, you know, dealing with kids and teenage emotions and all of it, while still trying to financially support all of us and keep himself from crumbling. So, everybody, Mark, yay! Mark is not a this area human being.
I'm not a talker.
He's not a talker. He does not thrive on sharing his personal life on social media. So this is a big step for Mark to be here. And I really, really, really appreciate that you were willing to do this.
Of course.
So I thought I would leave it up to you to decide. I thought we would start with maybe a little bit of a background on our relationship and kind of
how we met
and came to be. And then maybe kind of talk about what we had envisioned our future to look like. Huh. I don't know if you want to talk about it or if you want me to.
Yeah, well, I mean, we met at a bar. Yeah. As you do. And yeah, we were drinking lots during that time, but I was kind of looking for a way to settle down, and Kara just kind of fell into my lap here. And
a single mom of three happens to settle one down.
Yeah, well, you know, it wasn't a smooth transition, but we got there. So yeah, it was nice.
So when we got together, obviously we got together and everything moved really, really quickly. Moved in together, got engaged a year later, got married 6 months later.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk maybe a little bit to kind of what in our mind then we had planned our castle to be?
Yeah, I mean,
say you will.
I mean, you're a little bit better at timelines than I am. Like, I can kind of, I can see our entire relationship, but you're the ones that's like, oh, this was 2016 and this was 2018 and this, like, I don't.
Well, I don't. Okay, so let me
Let's
make
just
it
start
easy.
at 2018.
I just mean like basically, what did we have? Like, what was the plan that we made for our future? What was our future plan before my health became a thing?
Well, I mean, we had dual income at that time, so that was nice.
I was making pretty good money.
Yeah, you were making more money than I was, I think.
Yeah.
So, but I had my career path kind of lined up for me a little bit in the stair industry, and you know, my boss at the time, Will and Lynn, they were kind of grooming me to take over the company before I.
Such a terrible word, though.
What?
Grooming me.
Well, I mean,
I know what you mean.
They were teaching me, you know, the ins and the inside part of the stair business,
the business aspect of it.
So, at that point, at our marriage, let's say, I was on a good path and I was in a good headspace, and you had a good job, and we were making money, and of course, we could afford a wedding, kind of. Anyway, we were good, and then yeah, we just wanted to, you know, thrive and
get the kids graduated,
and then
go get out of Alberta.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely dreams of traveling and stuff like that, but like, I mean, my business was going to keep me planted for a little bit, until I created something of my own that maybe we could move or whatever like that. But that wasn't going to happen until the kids were grown.
But we also did have tiny home conversations about the kids once the kids were graduated, and just getting rid of everything.
Yeah, well,
and, like,
okay, now
being like nomads in a tiny home and just working for cash.
Well, now we're jumping ahead in my career here. So like, we got married in June, at the end of June, and I think by the end of August, that company went bankrupt.
Yeah.
So now I don't have a job.
Was it that soon?
It was fast.
Okay, yeah.
It was fast. So right after that is when I started at the tiny home place.
And we said, how nice would it be to just not have the responsibility of being tied down to an address, to just be able to take our tiny home with us. We said we'd take Vader because we assumed he'd still be around.
Yeah.
Little do we know that he'll be the one that's gone and the kids will still be around.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had aspirations for more financial freedom for sure, because we were both making money and had the ability to do it, and then dreams to travel and see the world. I mean, we haven't taken a honeymoon.
Yeah, and then it's just, you know, like, it started with me losing that job, and then it just seemed like one thing after another. We were just, you know, climbing out of quicksand almost. Because I think at that point too, you were working with the chiropractor, but and this is kind of the start of the mental health journey. Yeah. But
he decided I made too much money, so he was no longer willing to pay me. So he gave my job to two people who would take less money.
Right. So like, you felt uncomfortable in your work setting, so you quit, I think.
No, he said he couldn't pay me anymore, so he got rid of me with my salary, and then I
guess I'm making up my own story in my head.
Split the salary between Sarah and somebody else.
Okay.
Two part-time people instead of a full-time person.
Yeah.
So, but then with all that though, is the mental health did start happening because they started switching medications on me. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And so once they started changing my medications, then my mental health kind of went to shit.
And then the Spinal Tap.
Oh, that was before we were married, honey.
Oh yeah.
That was November of 2016. Right. That was 6 weeks into dating.
Well, we have to talk about that because it's the first time we were in the hospital together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yeah, 6 weeks into dating this man, I got so sick that literally I choked on my coffee in the morning at work, caused a huge coughing fit. I got so sick that I was like on death's door. I was working for a chiropractor who could see how sick I was and felt so bad for me, but not bad enough to send me home, mind I add. He would just let me nap on my lunch break. But yeah, I got so sick and then finally ended up in the hospital, and he stayed all night with me. I remember feeling so bad because we were in the hospital like 12 hours. I ended up having to get a spinal tap because they were looking for meningitis. I think we got out of the hospital at like 6 a.m. and you had to work at 7.
Yeah, I basically
dropped me off and went to work.
Yeah, which was a tiring day. And she's like, go, you don't have to be here and stuff like that. Of course, I'm not going to abandon you.
We've been dating for 6 weeks though, and like, let's be very clear, we had done a lot of drinking in that 6 weeks, so it was not like I expected him to be that serious about me that he's going to stay at a hospital all night.
Even if you were a stranger, I probably wouldn't abandon you.
No,
like, you don't leave somebody like that.
Yeah, but most people in this world don't get that.
Well, get it.
You were raised right.
Get it, people.
So yeah, so he got an early kind of a view into how my health life picture looked, because I was also still dealing with wicked chronic migraines at that point, and kidney infections that were coming constantly.
Right, and you about heavy flow.
Oh, heavy flow.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it.
I'm an open book. Yeah, I was bleeding. I was bleeding out every month.
Yeah. Like more than.
Yeah, I was completely anemic, on the verge of just completely passing out every single month because I was bleeding so much. The doctor started giving me meds to stop the bleeding because it was that much bleeding. Yeah, so needless to say, I was dealing with much shit, and he kind of got thrown into it. And he was a boy that was raised in a house of boys, so there wasn't a whole lot of flow conversations going around the loose house.
No, but I mean, like, I had my neighbors, and I've had previous relationships, even though you don't like talking about them.
Oh my God, one major 2-year-long relationship.
Whatever. I've interacted with women before you, and they all have the same tubing. Let's say
tubing. I call it plumbing, so I guess tubing. Yeah, tubing, plumbing, same thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So
that was kind of like the starter to our life. I was much more active, like I was going skiing or snowboarding with you. We were going out and we were golfing and we were hanging out with people and having people over and being more social and, driving to BC and doing the things. And now it's just like, I feel like cut to. And it's just a completely different life.
Yeah, I mean, we can jump ahead to right now, but like there's a lot of stuff that went on.
Well, I mean, we could sit here for 8 years and discuss the 10 years we've been together.
Right.
I mean, really, you're going to have to do this more than once. Hate to break it to you, my love.
Once a year.
Let's cut to the year I had to stop school. So that's been 2 years.
Yeah, that was a tough decision for you, obviously, and for us.
Yeah, so we had gone through all of these times of like, okay, everything was okay, we were dealing with a few little things here and there at the beginning, but everything seemed to be okay, had jobs, everything was doing okay, and then once the mental health started going to shit and the job situation changed, then it was a question of, okay, well, what do we do now? I was at that point uneducated. I had been a high school dropout. Any education I've had past grade 10 was like a course here or there or whatever, just like random stuff.
There's Hair by Kara.
Well, yeah, I went to hair school, whoopity-doo-dah.
That's a trade.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's hard on the body, so like that's not a long-term thing. So.
No, I can't do it anymore, and I haven't been able to for a long time. But like, I'd never done anything of any serious magnitude education-wise, and I'd always wanted to. Not finishing high school has and always will be one of the greatest regrets of my life. It still eats at me even now that I've got some university education in me. It still bothers me not having had that moment. And now I've seen 2 of my kids have it too. So it kind of cuts even more. Like the actual graduating and having a diploma.
Yeah. Yeah. It
doesn't matter to you.
No.
To me, it means something.
It doesn't. I didn't really have that. Like, I didn't graduate out of grade 12 either. I had to take some extra courses outside and did the RAP program, stuff like that, into carpentry to do it.
But you knew that
unceremoniously graduated and just continued into the workforce.
But walking across a stage in a cap and gown didn't matter to you. That wasn't like a thing that was of great importance in your life.
No, and
you knew you wanted to be in trades. You knew that that was your path, ish.
Yeah, sure.
Well, you weren't going to be a lawyer, let's say that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a lot of dreams and aspirations when I was a hacky sack in high school.
I was just going to say a hacky sacking stoner.
I didn't know where I was going to go, but yeah.
Yeah, so when I decided to go to university, it was a huge decision for me. And it was a huge decision for us because that now meant that this is another financial responsibility. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's loans and grants and scholarships and whatnot, but it's still a financial responsibility. It's also a time commitment because now I'm going to have my time committed to going to my classes and doing homework, which in the schooling I chose was a ton of homework, huge papers, big assignments.
Yeah. And you loaded your schedule up.
Oh my God.
Like you normally
6 classes a semester.
Go big or go home, Kara's motto.
I took 6. I don't even know why they didn't let me roll in 6 classes, but the first year was okay because it was still during COVID. So I was going to school from home. I had a space set up in the house. Like I was happy with that arrangement. It was good for me. I felt like I was able to focus to get my work done, but I didn't feel overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, I mean that first year or two, like you were crushing it. You had great grades and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then once classes went back to in person, and now here I am, a fucking 40-year-old for first or second year university student, sitting in classes with students the same age as my children.
Almost.
Ethan was 18? Yeah, that's a no. So the copious amounts of anxiety that started to hit when I had to start going to school in person were huge. So now here my mental health that was kind of under control and doing okay started creeping back up. Mm-hmm. And
well, then Brandon hit.
Yeah.
Right then.
Yeah. My brother died right. Well, I had to start going back in September 2021.
Right.
And then my brother died January 2022. So I got through a semester, okay, fairly unscathed. And then second semester hit, and I was a fucking mess.
Your whole family was a mess.
My whole family's still a mess.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had compartmentalized everything with his death so hard that just so that I could function to get through the funeral and that process and dealing with his taxes and dealing with all of his, like, telling everybody he's dead and telling the government he's dead and dealing with his kids and, you know, like trying to deal with all of that chaos and then dealing with so that was tough, and I made it through, but it never got easier. And then I did one more semester, and by March of the next year, so March of 2023?
Yeah.
No. 2024, because it was the year Austin graduated.
When Brent died in 21? 22.
Yeah, so it was 2023 because it was when I broke my knee at work. So so by end of 2022, now I've switched my major from midwifery to psych. I have now started volunteering at the distress center. I'm a crisis line responder. I am working at the homeless shelter, and I'm working in community support. So I've got 3 jobs. I've got full-time university. I'm still dealing with grief. I've got teenage kids at home. I've got family members who are not dealing with their grief in any way, shape, or form to try and make it better. And then I get fucking hurt at work.
Yeah.
And I got hurt so just before
Not just a little hurt.
Yeah, no.
Very hurt.
Very hurt. Just before I got hurt at work, we had together made the executive decision that I was going to withdraw from school. I had to. At this point, I was having problems driving. I was fainting. My eyes were doing things that I couldn't explain. I was having a dozen or more panic attacks a day. I was spending half of my day in the bathroom at the university just panicking. It just turned into an intense panic disorder. And then, so we decided I was withdrawing from school. I was done with the crisis line. My contract was up with them. We decided that I could not work at the homeless shelter. It was way too high stress with like having to inject people with Narcan and like the ODs happening and fights.
The safety at that place was
just not okay.
She didn't have enough security to.
No,
I felt uncomfortable you working there. Like that's.
Yeah,
there wasn't enough safe place for you to be helpful there.
Yeah. Well, and then even in my job with community support, which I loved, you were also worried with that too, because I was, on the reserve in unknown locations where there's no service, or I'm, driving out in country roads where we don't have an address, just coordinates or, weird shit like that.
Yeah, it's just a pin drop.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was constantly having to leave location on, and like he's worrying and I'm worrying. And then, yeah. So we made the executive decision to step back from all these things and try and reduce the amount of stress that I was having. So I said, okay, I dropped out in March, beginning of March. Well, withdrew in the beginning of March. And then we decided for the next couple months, I was going to ramp up my hours in the community support job. And we were going to try and just save some money.
Yeah.
And I was going to therapy.
Yeah. Because single income, that's why you're kind of forced to do kind of all these odd jobs while your mental health was crumbling, is because we couldn't afford to just live based on one salary.
Yeah. And we still can't. And so it's a problem now.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's always been a problem.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, so we had made that decision, and then just as that was kind of gearing up, I was on a job. I was on a visitation with a child who is easily my size, probably weighs more than me, who was a child with Down syndrome, nonverbal, and he had an incident in a McDonald's, and in amongst that incident, I had crouched down into like a squatting position so that I could be face to face with him because he was on the floor, and I was just trying to talk to him that's my job, to de-escalate the situation and just make sure everybody's safe. While in that position, he managed to jerk my body, like he pulled my arm and jerked me forward, and I just felt my knee pop and lock, and then I couldn't get up, and then this man helped me up, and when I got up, it felt like my kneecap was sliding down the front of my shin.
Okay.
So
I don't like it.
So that wiped me out, and I have not been able to work since. So that happened in May 21st of 2024. And I was able to drive. I was in a full leg brace, stabilizer for a month.
Oh, at least.
And then the full one. And then into braces for a year.
With a cane.
And a cane, yep. We had a summer of wheelchair.
I mean, that cane's pretty bitchin'. I kind of want one.
You can use mine. It folds up. I'm like Daredevil. I can just fling it out.
Flowers. I want something with fire or something.
But yeah, so that kind of is what changed the picture of how things looked for me. And ever since then, my health kind of just went for shit. I mean, there's definitely things in between there, and like I said, we could talk for 8 years over about the 10 years of shit that's happened, and probably still not have enough time for everything that we've endured. But yeah, that's kind of how we ended up sitting here today.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we've kind of excuse me. I just hit my microphone too. Sorry. Now that we've kind of done
it's a sexy voice.
a brief, ever so brief rundown of kind of like what we thought our life was going to look like versus what it actually is looking like right now. How much differently is our current status from how much different is it from what you had pictured it looking like?
Well, from what I pictured, like from what we pictured when we first got together, obviously it's different. Like we're not thriving, we're just surviving.
Barely sometimes at that.
And barely surviving, yeah. But like, you know,
honestly, if it wasn't for your fucking family, I do have to say we wouldn't be surviving.
No, I agree. But we've kind of been like this our entire relationship. Like it's been pretty tight every month.
Mm-hmm.
So
with rare glimmers of hope in between.
Yeah, and we get pretty lucky just getting through it, because there's sometimes we can't see how we're going to get through it, but we do. We always do. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is right now. I'm always optimistic. I always like just say
we are opposites.
It's going to get better. Like it has to. I just keep doing our thing, and you know, 2 steps forward, 1 step back is still 1 step forward. So that's just kind of what you do. You go forward, and then you get punched in the face, and you know, you just say, okay, spit out a tooth and keep going. And
I don't know. Keep going. Well, and I do think it, like, excuse me, it is a testament to the way that you were raised.
Have some water.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry, I have to. A testament to the way that you were raised, though, and like the way that your entire family approaches life. Like I have not really met a family member of yours who doesn't approach it with the half full versus the half empty. Most of mine.
And that's funny too, because like even how I am, like my entire family is not very communicative. Like we don't talk a lot. So these aren't really things that are like weren't taught to me by my parents, but it was more like, you know, you see how they are, and you just kind of, I don't know how that works. It's, you know, osmosis or whatever. Like it's in your genes, I guess. Just
it's modeling.
Yeah, it's just
children modeled their parents' behaviors.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like my dad gave me all these huge, great life lessons. You just, you know, you lead by example, and that's.
Well, you have great examples in all of the people who raised you, because they're all genuine, they're all kind, they're all respectful. Mm-hmm. They're, you know, none of them are fucking idiots. They all have a big fat brain between their, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that it's.
And we weren't raised like well off or anything like that. Like we were a middle class family, and like, you know, we didn't go on great vacations and all this stuff. And
no, my childhood is a vast difference from yours.
Yeah, we were just very level. Like, you know, you don't spend money unless you have to, and
you don't come from showy people either.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, sorry.
We're off topic.
Yeah, off topic. So what for you? So now, in the last couple of years, the diagnoses have come down, and it's been, you know, it started with the fibromyalgia, and then it went to like the hypermobility and the mast cell, and then the POTS and the migraines were always there, and the chronic fatigue syndrome, which that is wiping me out. What's been the hardest thing for you as a mostly able-bodied spouse or significant other? What's been the hardest thing for you to cope with in dealing with my health journey? Because it doesn't just affect me, it affects all of us.
Well, I mean, let's just start with this. Like, I mean, the hardest thing is the up and down, the unpredictableness of it. Like, there's high highs and very low lows, and you know, everything in between, and you don't really know what you're kind of walking into. And, you know, like, this isn't a movie, like, nothing's scripted, so I don't always have the best things to say or know what to exactly do at the time. And, you know, early on in our relationship, there were a lot of hospital visits because we weren't sure what's going on. And not that we know what's going on now, but there's nothing that's been an emergency. So I actually, like, right now it's a little bit easier because, like, now you're actually talking to the right specialists and stuff like that. So we go to appointments instead of going right to emergency.
I have a family doctor who gives a shit and is accessible.
Yes, all these doctors that are working really hard to figure out what's going on. Not that they've come up with any answers, but they're still, you know, booking your appointments, and then we can
following up constantly.
We can plan this. The hard part is when something unpredictable happens, and then you have to, like, think on the fly and not do it with anger, because it's like
resentment.
Well, I mean, it's not resentment, because, like, I'm not gonna, you know, like, blame you or anything like that. This is happening to you. It's none of your fault. Like, you know, we have to figure this out. But it's just like, you know, when I have this plan in my head of how my, I don't know, week's gonna look like. I don't even know if I plan that far ahead, but even what my week's gonna look like, and then this wrench gets thrown into it, and then I'm tired because we've been in the hospital all the time. That was the hardest part. Was this, and it's still a little bit like that, but like I said,
we're more stubborn about going to the hospital now.
Yeah, we, like, you know, free healthcare isn't free, so
I definitely am way more cognizant of weighing out whether a 12-hour emergency room visit just to be told you have anxiety. That's a fun one to get.
Yeah.
Or have a doctor say that I'm aggressive because I'm crying because he refuses to come within a foot of me and actually look at my person.
Yeah.
You know, like, I definitely...
Those were hard days.
Yeah, and I definitely now just don't see the benefit of even going to the emergency room anymore, to be quite honest. I don't know that I don't know that I would for any reason anymore. I just don't trust
unless they got something sticking out of me or something's broken, like...
We're all trained enough in removing things.
Well...
I am a Dr. House Grey's Anatomy trained doctor.
Please don't remove it. Leave it in. Even if I say get it out, it is stopping the blood flow.
It depends where.
You need to update your first aid. You need to update your first aid.
I'm removing things. I always remove.
No. I'm going to die.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I do agree. Like, the unpredictability of just never knowing what's going to happen. And even now, like, I do find that it's still stressful because I don't know if I'm going to have 12 minutes of sleep tonight or 12 hours of sleep tonight, which means I don't know if tomorrow I'm going to be able to actually physically remove my body from my bed to be able to even go pee, let alone go to a doctor's appointment or come here or do whatever, right?
Which you can't drive yourself to is that's another really hard thing. I mean, luckily our kids are grown now and they can drive, or at least one of them can. So she is a massive help. Yeah. Shout out to Presley. Love you.
I do have to say that, like, everything about this has been hard, all of it. There hasn't been one single thing that's been easy about it, but I do think that the hardest part of it has been the driving. Losing my sense of freedom. I am literally a fucking prisoner in my own body all the time as it is, but now I'm a fucking prisoner because I can't go anywhere. I can't go anywhere without supervision.
Yeah, you can't be by yourself.
I can't be alone, or I have to have cameras on me, because if I faint or go down, what happens?
Yeah.
So that's been the most rattling part of the entire process. I know that, and not that I appreciate you having dealt with a migraine. I do know that from my aspect, once you did experience a little snippet of what I've felt, your empathy level and just the way that you approached my illnesses changed drastically. So
yeah, because I didn't know, like, you know, I didn't know a lot about anxiety and panic disorders and stuff like that. I didn't realize how physical they were.
Draining.
Well, not just draining, but like when I had my panic attack, I thought it was a heart attack. And like, I felt like I was blacking out and my heart was going a million miles. Like I felt physically
like you're going to die?
Incapacitated.
Yeah.
Like I felt, you know, like I was going to die. And then you go to the hospital and you're like, well, you're fine. You're having a panic attack. I'm just like, oh.
And then you want to punch them in the face.
Well, I'm just like, it just really opened my eyes of how like physically taxing a panic attack is. Like it wipes you.
Now think about me doing
and then it scares you, because like my panic attack was all about my health.
Well, and it was your first one ever.
And then it like circled and just like, okay, well, you know, I'm having a panic attack because I'm dying, and then I'm dying because I'm having a panic attack, and then it was just this huge circle, and
then they just tell you you're fine,
and then
you don't feel any better because you feel like they've done nothing.
Well, you feel drained, like because you're like vibrating and you're tense and you fight or flight, and then all of a sudden I'm really tired.
Well, and so that's when I tell you, like when I can feel that like my Botox is wearing off or whatever, like I literally can I physically feel it, because my jaw is in so much pain. The sides of my face hurt so bad from the clenching, and my shoulders start creeping up higher and higher.
Yeah. And there's not really a good cure for that, really. Like it's not, I mean, you can meditate and you do all these things, but it doesn't like for like an immediate cure for a panic attack
rescue,
is like,
like Ativan is a rescue med, right?
Yeah,
and even that doesn't work immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, like, you know, you don't want to be popping Advans like Tic Tacs.
Well, no, and you can't. And in a lot of situations, people can't with their work or their life, right? Like that's just not. It's not an option.
Yeah. So there's got to be. Yeah, I mean, I know there's breathing exercises and stuff like that, but there's just.
But for certain people, things like that just don't work. Like my fucking hamster wheel in my head is going so fast, so hard, so rapidly at most times that I can't sit and meditate. I can't do breathing exercises. I can't do breath work. Like my brain doesn't shut off enough to be able to do it. There's not enough quiet internally. And sometimes drugs are the only thing that quiet that sound, right? And that's what it's kind of a circle of a struggle, because it's like you don't want to take the meds, but if you don't take the meds you can't get better, but you don't want to be dependent on the med to be better, and it just kind of goes like that. And that's what, you know, I'm in that rotation right now where I'm coming off of everything again to try and figure out what's helping and what's hurting.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's and the fact that I have this dysautonomia happening where I never know what my body's autonomic response to anything is going to be anymore. It's scary because, you know, I get a nerve block one time and I'm fine. I get a nerve block the next time and I've got a fucking fire truck and an ambulance here because we think I'm having a heart attack.
Luckily, the fire station's across the street.
Well, I should have just phoned them. But I do also want to say, like, I have a high appreciation for like the fact that you take it upon yourself to research things. You don't just like, oh, she's got that and I'm just gonna okay, check, that's it, and move on. You look information up,
I know.
and you try to learn about what's going on.
And then I'm like, have you tried this? She's like, yeah, try that. I don't need your help. I just need you to listen. Just like, let me like try to help you. Like,
but sometimes the best thing that you can do to help me is to just let me bitch.
Yeah, I know, but that's so hard.
Ailments.
That's so hard.
I know, because I'm a fixer.
Yeah, same with you. Yeah, I throw it around onto you sometimes. You're trying to fix my life, and I'm like, I don't need a fix. I just want a bitch.
I'll be your bitch.
Yeah.
I'm laughing my throat dry. Sorry. Okay. Are there any things that I could do to make this less work for you with having to pick up my slack with all of my illness and appointment? And is there anything that I'm not doing that I could do better?
Well, I mean, not really. It's just like,
don't be afraid to be honest. Well, what could I do to make this less work for you and pick up my slack?
Basically, like, I mean, sometimes you can physically see that I'm like trying and you are like fading and you're like, are you okay? And I say, I'm fine. That means I'm fine, but please don't add anything else to my plate right now, because I am maxed.
What do I add to your plate?
Well, I don't know. I don't have any like examples right now, but just kind of like, you know, like, oh, by the way, I have 3 doctor's appointments this week.
I put them in the calendar.
I know.
And send you the calendar.
You do now.
As soon as I always have. As soon as I get them, but you just don't look at the calendar invites.
Anyway,
so if anybody wants to sponsor us with one of those digital calendar, shared family calendar things, we would love it.
That's a small example of just like, okay, like I'm okay. Like I'm okay. I can pick up the kids and I'm okay. I can cook dinner and it's okay. I'm working all day and like I'm okay. Mm-hmm. But like if you put something else on my
one more
very like
somebody
thing.
Taking a glass off of a server's
or putting one on.
Yeah. Okay.
Or putting one on. It just seems like, you know, like if you see it in my face that I am drained and I say I'm fine, it's like I'm fine, but I am maxed. Like, can you please like give me a day or two to reorganize my brain and be able to take some of my own stuff off my plate so that I can help you with things.
Okay. I can definitely do my darndest to try better at that. But, with that being said, though, can I ask you to, instead of saying I'm fine, say I'm not fine?
Well,
you're not.
How about I say I'm maxed?
Yeah,
does that mean? Is that same thing?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
topping out over here.
Okay, let's. The best thing I ever heard, and I'm not sure if I heard it on TikTok or you sent me a link or something, was marriage isn't 50-50. It's never 50-50. And that, like, really, I love that. I love that they kind of put it like that it's like, if you're at 20%, I can pick up the other 80 to get it done and stuff like that. I love that. I'm not sure who said that. Maybe one of you can tell me who it was. But
I've definitely said that for a long time. I think Dr. Phil marriage boot camp thing.
Damn, Dr. Phil I quoted.
I think if I remember correctly, it was my father that learned that.
Anyway, the only problem I have with that is sometimes we're both at 20 and that's when it's hard. Mm-hmm. It's like,
well, and that's when our adult children need to start picking up a little bit of the slack.
Yeah. And sometimes, and this is what I've learned even in the last year or two, or whenever I had that panic attack, I think that was
2 years ago.
Yeah, my 38th, right? Birthday? Yeah. You know, like dishes can stay in the sink. Like I don't have to kill myself, or we don't have to kill ourselves trying to do all these chores. Like, hey, we're both at 20% right now. Let's just go lay in bed and just leave it a mess. The dog doesn't have to get walked. The dishes don't have to get cleaned.
Eat cereal, we can eat cereal. Like things.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be so regimented. You can skip some of your things. Like, yeah, I'm not working out today, or I'm not doing,
As if that's ever a thing we're doing.
I seem to always ex-nay that one first.
That was ex-nayed 10 years ago. Remember when we went to the gym 3 times before we got married?
I know, we paid for an entire year.
Just so embarrassed to go.
That was so dumb.
That's not the first time I've done that either.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who've done that.
Pay for a year-long gym membership and go twice. Yeah. Okay, I appreciate that, and I will definitely try my darndest to not pile more on. If you could try your darndest to use the word maxed out.
Yeah.
Okay. What about, are there any things that I can do for you to make it more relatable or easier to understand, like what my body's going through? Or
I
like
don't want any of the stuff you have.
I don't mean for you to actually experience it.
No, there's nothing you can do. I don't want it.
Okay, well,
like the migraine thing, the panic attacks. What's next? Am I just 5 years behind you?
Are you going to get your period next?
We synced up. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to respond to that.
That's fine. You don't have to.
No, I mean, like, I kind of understand. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to fully understand how you're feeling and how it is, but like, I understand, like, when you're drained. Like, you just
can't move.
You can't move. Like, I get it.
You've had to carry me to the bathroom before.
Yeah. So, like, you know,
I feel like I'm doing better at painting a picture of what it feels like with words. Like when I'm like, okay, it literally feels like somebody's taking hot razor blades and slicing my entire body over and over and over, all over.
Yeah, and like, and that's hard for me to hear because like, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it.
No, I know, and that's why I get really good at not saying anything.
I don't want you to keep it in, but also like the stuff that you like. Again, like, there's nothing I can do about it. Like, do we go to the hospital? No, we don't want to go to emergency rooms anymore. So like, when you're feeling like that, is there anything I can do?
Okay.
Like, is there anything I can do?
Since you're asking, sometimes like even just to like lay with me for a little bit. Like the other day when you came home and you just like were like rubbing like my head or whatever, that was like doing me in. I just went out to lunch there. Like it just, sometimes it's enough to quiet the other things that my body's feeling just to have you like, you know, rub my hair or whatever, just be there. Mm-hmm. I spend so much time by myself that it's hard to not get caught up in what you're feeling by yourself when you're always by yourself.
Yeah. Well, you have these guys now.
Yeah, I talk to myself a lot on here too.
Well, there's a lot of people talking to you.
Apparently. Well, let's talk about double jointed, since so many of the people that will be watching this are coming from my social media, my TikTok and whatnot. They're people that have seen either that or like friends or family or whatever. They better be on here. So they either know your job history and story or whatnot, or have seen the photographs on the wall behind me while I'm on lives. So let's talk a little bit about how you've been in the stair and railing industry for 25 almost years?
I was 18, so 22.
Okay, so almost 25 years. And this past year, we decided that you were going to open up double jointed stairs and railing and do it on your own instead of working for somebody else. Let's talk a little bit about like opening the business, kind of the decision, how that decision came to be, and then a little bit of how my health has impacted this first year of operations.
Well, so I was working with another stair company and he was about to go under, and I could actually see it coming this time, so I wasn't blindsided. But there was a decision to be made kind of in those months that was giving me a little bit of anxiety, but it was either, you know, take the little bit of money we have, maybe we can get some investors and go do my own thing, or just go work with some other asshole company again. So obviously I just kind of jumped in both feet and said, okay, like, you know, I have all these relationships with these clients. I think I could pull this off. Let's do it. I mean, obviously, I came up with a business plan first, and then, you know,
you'd been working on the business plan for a while.
I've been working on the business plan for a while, like, you know, probably a year. And then, and finally I got, like, when I started being more serious about it, I got Kara involved. Because she was a little bit more distant from it at the beginning. But then she's like,
you almost had it as like a little secret in your pocket at the beginning.
Yeah. So, but then, like, we kind of started talking about how this could benefit Kara in a way of having a space for her to do. Well, I mean,
the goal was to go back to school.
The goal was to go back to school. Yeah. But it just helped her maybe get some focus, I guess, again.
Out of the house, out of the
house. Yeah. Reasons to get out of the house. So, obviously, like, you know, I didn't create this thing just for her. Like, this has been my career, but like, that was a big part of it was, you know, if I do this now, this might actually help my wife get out of the house and
because I was dealing with some pretty bad agoraphobia that summer.
Oh yeah, like
I wouldn't even go out on the deck.
You were heading in a bad place, and I could see it. And
because we've been there, that'll be another episode.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it'd be good, and I mean, it has been. I mean, it was first we were gonna get her back into school, but I mean, this part of it is a really good. This podcast and stuff. Doing it at the office is, I feel, really good for your mental health. And
100%. I definitely can tell a difference when I've not been here and I've just been staying at home. Mm-hmm. I can feel it in
well,
my
you've been
body.
Putting on some nice clothes and some makeup and stuff like that. Just perks you up a little bit. Right?
Yeah, you feel a little more human and a little less zombie.
Yeah. And then I'm back there making noise and swearing and stuff like that. But
oh, don't worry, I'm swearing in here. My keyboards like to keep me on my toes.
Anyway, that's just kind of how the business started, and I thought it'd be good for both of us. I mean, it's a little bit more stress for, I think, maybe both of us, and maybe we weren't quite mentally prepared for this stress. But again, I'm still optimistic. We're doing okay. We're surviving, not thriving yet, but surviving.
Well, and it's given us some purpose too. Like we're now working to build something for us and for our kids, because Ethan's working here too, mm-hmm. As opposed to just building something for somebody else.
Well, and also, like, you know, we're working together, and it's actually nice to have you around.
I enjoy having you around, like, as well.
And like decorating and, like, you know, doing little craft things and stuff like that. Like, so this is stuff we can do together. That's still, you know, I'm at work, but I'm my own boss. So if I got to take a sidestep and do a little craft with Kara, then that's kind of a nice. I know I don't want to say date, but I'm going to count it as a date. All right, it's during working hours, but it still counts. I head rubs. Head rubs.
Just not on hair washing day. Okay.
You're fine.
Yeah, right. No, and then the other purpose in me having a space here that was comfortable was also too because I was having so many doctor's appointments constantly, and when you're having to drive me to these appointments, mm-hmm. you can't be possibly taking the amount of time out of your day to drive me all the way from our house in one corner of the city to doctor's appointments in the other corner, and then having to go back. So we wanted a space where, like, after an MRI, I could just come and sleep here instead of having to try and get home. It saved on like Uber fares and trying to bug other people for rides. And so, how do you think, though, my health has impacted this first year of business? Because we're approaching a year of business.
Well,
now.
I mean, like I said, again, like, I feel like it's actually, I mean,
You feel the business has been good for my health, but how I'm asking the opposite. Has my health had an impact on the business in a negative way?
I wouldn't say so. Like, I can't even think of a time where I'm like, oh, like, screw Kara for having to do that. Like, the things that need to get done are getting done, and that's all I really care about.
Your mom has been,
my mom,
Amanda,
I mean, we have this small little group of people that help with rides and stuff like that, so that's nice. I mean, I guess it's just the appointments, but we do pretty good at planning.
I am a planner.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I can't push some work things. I have to go install this, and then we rely on my mom or Lacey or Amanda or Presley or
Pat.
There's a small group of
Dan's even drove me to an appointment.
Yeah.
Get basically the staff to drive me.
Hire people to chauffeur Kara around. But yeah, I don't find your health has impacted the business really at all.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that, because I do always worry. You know that I worry about being a nuisance. I don't like to bother people out of their time and space and their schedule. And this is why I plan a Halloween party a year in advance. Yeah. I don't like to be the nuisance.
Well, and to circle back, I'll be better at saying I'm maxed out. Okay. I'm full out. I can't help you right now. Call one of our other support systems, please.
Well, and it is hard for me. I don't like to ask people, even your mom, even my friends. I don't like to. And so sometimes I will put it to you and be like, can you ask?
Well, I was just going to say that if you need me to ask any of those guys, I have no problem.
I know. And I know none of them would ever say no to you, because you don't ask for anything and you will do anything for everybody. So
yeah, unless it's after 9 p.m. that's bedtime.
Just because we're talking about communication and communicating with one another, I just kind of wanted to talk about how you think the communication in our relationship is, on a general level. I know we had a little tiff last night, if you will, if you can call that a tiff.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's hard because we both know we're both going through things right now, and it's kind of like we are worried about adding on. And even I literally just said it, please don't add on. But and you can kind of add on your feelings instead of adding on the work.
Yes.
So you can say I'm feeling this and I'm feeling this, and then if you're not expecting me to
solve the problem,
then I can listen. But yeah, I mean,
I feel like I do think that there's a large disconnect for both of us in when we're feeling like that, where we're both feeling like we're both maxed out, we do this weird tippy-toeing around having conversations with one another because we don't want to trigger the other person when we know they're already maxed, even though they're conversations that have to happen. There's just no putting them off anymore. They've been put off too long as it is. And that's kind of what culminated last night, really.
Yeah, just kind of holding things in and then exploding. And
just for worry of stressing the other person out, right?
Yeah, and it's funny because this probably happens, it rarely happens, but it does happen probably once a year. We hold things in and then explode, fight, and then we don't fight anymore.
I was going to say about once a year, I feel like maybe two, but only one that is a fight. The other is just a snarky
no
remark.
Punches thrown or anything like that. Just lots of swearing.
And not even usually much for yelling. We've gotten really good with that.
It's always, why are you yelling? Because you're yelling, but I'm yelling because you're yelling.
I wasn't yelling, but I am! Needless to say, we did have an incident last night where it was definitely the lid blew off because we'd been tippy-toeing around a conversation that had to happen, and definitely wasn't the time or place. Or this week my headspace has definitely not been a headspace that should be having important conversations because of it being the anniversary of Brandon's death. And not sleeping well. So
yeah, the lack of sleep is hard. If I don't get a good night's sleep, I am no use to anybody.
Yeah, you definitely don't do well on no sleep,
No.
but you don't tend to have a lot of sleep struggles. You tend to be able to sleep pretty decent, no matter what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I struggle to fall asleep.
It can irritate me so bad, too.
What?
It used to make me so mad that you could do that.
That I can just shut down. I mean, I got a pretty good sleep routine, so to shut all electronics off and read before I go to sleep, that seems to be working for me. So, but it's the waking up like really early that I struggle with a little bit.
Yeah.
So I can fall asleep really fast, but sometimes I wake up at 5:30 and it's just like I'm awake, and now I got to wait till 8 o'clock to drive people to work.
Oh yeah, he doesn't like that point of having to drive people to work part. And when I come to the office, like I'm not a morning person, so unless I have a doctor's appointment that's super early, I don't want to leave the house before 8 o'clock, and 8 is even a half an hour earlier than I wanted to start with. Yeah. So we're all compromising.
Yeah. So, but to circle back to the communication, I think obviously we could be better. I don't think we're that far off of healthy communication.
No, I feel like
for the most part,
feel like of all the relationships in my life, like romantic or not, I feel like you and I have probably one of the healthiest levels of communication I've ever had.
Yeah.
I feel so at ease and comfortable with you 99.9% of the time that it's not hard for me to have conversations with you, even
I'm not holding a lot of stuff in. Like I'm not like,
and you're just
generally I just kind of like spit it out, whatever's on my mind, but sometimes.
And you're just a generally uncomplicated guy. Yeah. So that makes it really easy.
Simple man.
Simple man, yeah. I'm a complicated gal.
Yeah.
But I'm really not.
You just have a lot of thoughts you can't organize.
Yes, that's the hamster wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I think about that. That's all I have to say about.
I do want to just touch on one thing, because we talk about us parenting together. Excuse me, and communication within us, but an aspect that we did leave out, and I don't know if I've talked about it, I'm sure I have, is the fact that I was a single mom when we got together of 3. And so Mark and I are not only parenting together, but we are co-parenting with my ex-husband and his wife, and they also have a daughter themselves. The kids have been 50-50 between the two houses the entire time we've known each other, until Ethan, in the last couple of years, once he graduated and became an adult, started staying full-time at our house. Yeah. He was working full-time with Mark, and so it just made sense for him. But the other 2 still go back and forth.
Yeah.
How do you think that co-parenting and dealing with, 4 parents and 3 kids going back and forth, and then me having to deal with all this chronic illness of my own, how do you think that's all kind of impacted one another?
Well, I mean, obviously it's got to be hard on the kids, going back and forth and stuff like that. And then, I don't know what goes on at George's house, but, what goes on at our house with you being sick all the time, like we try with the kids, and, obviously I wish we could do a little bit more with them. But they're starting to grow up now, and like they hang out with their friends. They want to be alone in their rooms and stuff like that. So, and they can drive. So, I don't really have any kind of complaints of what's going on right now. Like the kids are all very...
Do you think that the fact that we are co-parenting with another set of parents has probably been like a beneficial thing because of the fact that when I'm not well and we can't do things or money's really tight or whatever, they're able to make up for it at that house and they get to go do things with them that make up for the lack of being able to do the more expensive things with us.
It doesn't happen too often. I mean, not that I really know firsthand, but just from movies, that divorces aren't usually as amicable as they are with this one. So that's really nice to have George around and his wife. Like they have a safe sanctuary over there too. So, you know, he's a good guy, and I feel, you know, I don't want to say safe, but I feel lucky that the kids can have that sanctuary when we're dealing with our own stuff. It's not that we send them there or anything like that, but you know, just to have the 1 week on, 1 week off is...
Well, and also it's been a godsend for when illnesses are going around. Like anybody who's got kids, and especially kids who go to daycare or to school, they know that every September till December, they're sick. Mm-hmm. Then they get good again for about 2 weeks in January, and then we got another couple weeks of sick.
Yeah. And they're always good on Christmas vacation, summer vacation.
Yeah, and any vacation, they're fine.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been a godsend to be able to have the option to keep infections maintained to one household or the other, and try to preserve the sanity of at least some of the members of the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that it's nice for the kids to know that no matter what their frustration is, they're going to have one parent or set of parents or whatever that's going to be able to, and no matter what, they always have somebody showing up for them. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of the time, 4 people show up for them, but you know.
But when we can't, or when things are only allowed, we alternate and whatever. But totally. It's definitely been good.
Yeah.
Husband, I think we will end it there. I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Did I talk enough?
We've got a lot of more to cover. Obviously, we spent a decade learning and growing together. But I would love to just thank you guys all for joining us on our maiden voyage here over at Adulting is Easy and Otherwise. You can feel free to take a listen to the song that was the theme for today, Castles Crumbling, if you want. Taylor Swift. And come back and join us next week, Tuesday, for episode 2, New Romantics. We'll see you then, as always. Bye. Love you.